What if I told you that the way that you structure your workouts, the exercises that you choose, and the volume you tackle could make or break your results? And are you unknowingly restricting your results by focusing too much on one method while neglecting another? Today we're diving into the age-old debates of isolation versus compound exercises and high volume versus low volume training. We'll break down the science, challenge the myths, and figure out which approach aligns with your goals for strength or hypertrophy. Let's start with the exercises themselves. So compound movements. These are exercises such as squats, deadlifts, and bench presses, for example. They're the bread and butter of your strength training. They recruit multiple muscle groups, they increase the systemic load on your body, and they improve overall efficiency. But here's the thing, if your goal is hypertrophy, then isolation exercises like bicep curls or leg extensions, they might offer the targeted muscle engagement that you need to grow specific areas. So consider this. You're working towards a bigger chest. You're focusing solely on the bench press to get you there. By adding chest flies to isolate the pectoral muscles, you can complement your compound exercises by doing this. But if your aim is pure strength, then to lift as much weight as possible, compounds are king. Here's something to think about. Are you balancing your training to include a mixture of both isolation and compound exercises? Or are you ignoring one of those approaches altogether? Let me know what you're doing in the comments below and your reasons for choosing one or the other or doing a mixture of both. Now on to volume. So high volume training. It's where you do a lot of reps and a lot of sets, and it's often associated with hypertrophy. It creates significant time under tension, which is critical for muscle growth. On the flip side, low volume, high intensity training, or fewer reps with heavier weights, is tailored for strength development. So let's put that into a real world example then. We've got a Olympic weightlifter who typically trains with lower volume and higher loads. They're focused on explosive power rather than muscle size. Compare that to a bodybuilder whose aim is for high volume workouts to maximize muscle size. What happens when you try to combine these approaches? Can you strike a balance? Or does one approach inevitably have to take a back seat? For another practical example, imagine you're hitting a push workout. For hypertrophy, you might do 4 sets of 10 or 12 reps on the bench press, followed by an additional exercise, such as a tricep extension or a lateral raise. For strength, you would focus on fewer sets at a much heavier weight, and for longer rest periods. Which of these sounds like your current training, and which one aligns with your goals? Let me know in the comments below. So the key takeaway, both isolation and compound exercises have a place within your routine. Just like high volume and low volume training, both have a place in your routine. The trick is to align your methods with your goals. If you're chasing hypertrophy, then prioritize volume and targeted exercises. If your strength is your goal, then go heavy, go hard, and stick with compound movements. A well-rounded program often includes a mix of both, cycling through the two different types. Now here's where it gets a little bit more intriguing. In the next episode, we'll dive into the two different types of hypertrophy training, or the two different results of hypertrophy. One is structural, and one is more toward fluid retention. So what are they? How do they differ? And how can we understand them to transform the way that we train? Stay tuned for the next episode, and until then, keep experimenting, keep growing, and I'll see you next time.